everybody, my name is Danny Chandler Jr. from Got IT Incorporated. I'm going to be showing you guys how to properly install a hard drive, RAM, and the expansion cards. Some of the precautions you want to take is, especially when you're installing a hard drive, RAM, and expansion cards, is first things first, you want to take off anything that's jewelry. So if you got a watch or anything, make sure you take it off. So the reason why we want to take the watch off is because when you're working around and installing your hard drive, RAM, and expansion slots, sometimes your watch can get in the way and it could damage some of your components of your computer. If you have a tire or anything, is another good reason to get rid of your tires, because you don't want it to get stuck on any of your on the motherboard or anything, because if it gets stuck you can end up damaging it or you can end up choking yourself. So make sure you take your tire off. There you go. Now that you have your tile, now you can go ahead and roll up your sleeves. Reason we do this because when we're working with such small components and sensitive, we want to make sure our sleeves are not in the way. So that's why we roll up our sleeves. Go ahead. Okay. Other ways of avoiding ESD is by having an anti-static wristband. Also having gloves, bags, and a mat. So the first thing we're installing is the hard drive. This is a HDD hard drive, which stands for hard disk drive, and you can tell it's a hard disk drive by the spinning disc at the back of it. So now to install it, we want to make sure pinch these two things in right here, and go ahead and put this in gently. Reason we put it in gently because we don't want to go ahead and shove it in. If we shove it in, then we're going to end up breaking it, and the hard drive is going to be useless. Then next, once we install it from here, then we want to end up putting the SATA data cable in, which is this right here. So once that's installed, then you want to go ahead and put the power cable in, which is also SATA. So there you go. And now you properly installed your hard drive into your. Now that we have installed our hard drive, next is to install our expansion cards. And expansion cards can vary from network cards, sound cards, and graphic cards, and many others. And so the ones I got in my hand right now is this one right here. Is an Ethernet expansion card, and this one's a phone jack expansion card. So the first thing you want to do is make sure is that you want to make sure you have it lined up, and make sure when you do have it lined up, make sure you press softly on the expansion card from the top so that it could go in while messing up. And then we go do the same thing for our internet expansion card. Make sure it's lined up. Once you have it lined up, press down on it softly. And now that you're pressing down, now that it's installed, now you have capabilities to the internet and the phone. One thing is when you line it up and you try and push it down gently, make sure it's lined up correctly so that when you push it down gently, you should hear a snap sound. So just like that. And then you want to make sure it's lined up over here so that when you start screwing it, it's safely secure. Now that we have properly installed our hard drive and our expansion slots, next is to install our RAM, which is these right here. So if you, for example, if you type in a paper or on a computer, anything, you want to make sure you don't have to have a lot of RAM. But if you're building like a gaming system or a video system, you want to make sure you have a lot of RAM. So that's why. So to install a RAM, make sure when you put it in, make sure you put it in gently and lined up, and then when you push it down, you're supposed to hear a loud clicking sound. So there you go, you hear the sound. And then once you have it safely secure and lined up, make sure you attach the latches to it. So now it's safely secured, and you can see from there. So here's another one. Line it up. You heard that little clicking sound. add the latches to it to make sure it's safely secure, and you can see. And then here's our last one right here. Have it lined up correctly. Now put the latches to it, and now you can see it's safely secure and everything. And there you go. That's